What's good, guys? It's TSG, and in today's video, we're going to be talking with Tholky, discussing his nomination for the Illuminati Council. I hope you guys enjoy. What's good, guys? It's TSG, and today we're going to be talking to Tholky, one of the mods for Illuvium who's running for election. How are you, man?
Hey, good. I'm doing fine. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm actually here for my lunch break, so I wanted to get in this interview with you real quick before I head back. So I'm looking forward to this, man, because you're the first mod that I've spoken to like this. So I'm interested to see where your thoughts are and whatnot. Uh,
Sure.
so yeah, man, the process of this is I've given you the same questions that I've asked everyone else, just so we can really focus on your perspective and your thoughts on the same thing, and us as voters can see who represents what we believe is the vision for Illuvium the best. So we're
Oh,
gonna
cool.
start off, yeah. So we're gonna start off with some easy questions, and they just get a bit more specific and a bit harder as they go on. Yeah, does that sound cool? Is that okay with you?
Sounds great. Sounds awesome.
Awesome, awesome. All right, let's get straight stuck into it, man. The first question, super easy. It's a two-part question. How long have you been a part of the Illuvium community for? And what about Illuvium has made you stick around? Because there's a lot of jumping around projects in this crypto sphere. So yeah, your thoughts on that?
I think I have, if I'm not mistaken, probably June, July.
Mm-hmm.
I first discovered Illuvium,
Yep.
and it totally hooked me in. I've been reading about the whole crypto space, especially the evolution of DeFi for a
Yep.
bit, but never just read it mainly trying to decide what to get into because it's an open opportunity out there for everyone.
Yeah.
To access a whole world,
Yeah. Yeah.
that you're not defined by your geographical barriers.
Yeah.
And so in this search, I found Illuvium, and I do the exact same thing I do with everything I find extremely interesting. I start reading and reading and reading and reading. As much as I read the white paper, I read everything. Seems to click. There were some things that I did not really understand.
Mm-hmm.
uh, so yeah, it's the first Discord I've ever joined. That
Yeah.
actually I do have like 2, 4, 6, 8 Discords.
Yeah.
I think now mainly it started with Illuvium, and now mainly Illuvium, other
Face. Yeah.
Illuvium things. Yeah, and it just clicked for me. I understood it as soon as I read it. I understood the idea. I
Yeah.
understood the concept, and then as you dig in deeper, you start seeing all sides that made sense to you. No,
Yeah.
I guess. And also, of course, the community. I have
Yeah.
I always ask. I'm never afraid of looking like I don't know stuff,
Yeah.
because I don't know.
Yeah.
If I don't know, I don't know. I ask.
Yeah.
And but all people in the community were like really helpful. I think at that time, I don't know if they were like 20K or 30K, but were really helpful, especially the mods, a
Yeah.
lot. Even Aaron kick in sometimes, as he does
Yeah.
so very often. So that drew me in a lot. And
Yeah.
and as beside the other concept, me personally, I'm a person that concentrates.
Yeah.
I I am of the belief that I cannot be spread out in so many things. As you say, a lot of people flip flop in different things.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't. I do not have that ability. I don't know. I don't think it's humanly possible to be in 10 things really at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Well, there are some people who can. I guess I can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
maybe my brain can hold a couple,
Yeah.
three,
Yeah.
if so. Besides your jobs and your stuff,
Yeah.
like how can you really dive deep into something?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mainly don't have any other except ETH and ILVs. That's mainly what I do until we get off the ground and
Mm.
things get better. Then maybe you can start thinking of something else. But then
Yeah.
why should you concentrate on your second, third, fourth best choice
Yeah.
if this is my best choice?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So Yeah, but feel free to stop me and get
Yeah.
me on track because
No,
I
that's
can
fine. That's
talk
fine.
for
No,
hours.
that was really good. That was really good. That was a nice
So yeah,
background.
that's mainly my intro into Illuvium, and I always like the guys gave me the opportunity to help mod the
Yeah.
community, and I just just give back what I got.
Yeah.
I was very pleased with with everyone's politeness, not really politeness, but like straight to the point answers, point me out to the directions in which
Yeah.
I should go, read, investigate. And so that's mainly what I try to do, I give it back
Yeah.
to the community. And I've seen also, like, as I tell you, I focus a lot on the Spanish community, and there's a
Mm.
lot of people who also like start projecting and a lot of that knowledge back to people. And it's
Yeah.
very, at least for now, thank God, it's a very nice and healthy community
Yeah.
as I see it.
Yeah, actually, because that is one thing that I've noticed. Because like I'm very similar like you, where Illuvium and Ethereum is pretty much my main thing. And yeah, something that I have noticed in the Illuvium community is that they are the most helpful. Because I have kind of just tried to put my feet in other couple things just to see what it's like outside of Illuvium. But yeah, it definitely seems like Illuvium is the place that's the most helpful and whatnot. But yeah, let's move on to the second question, man. So, second question, more about the election. Why did you nominate yourself for the election, and how do you think you can represent the community?
Well, I think I can do a good job
Mm-hmm.
as a member. I think it's also an opportunity for me to dig even deeper in this project
Mm-hmm.
that I really like. I read a lot on the Discord,
Yeah,
almost every channel too. So I in my opinion, I feel a little bit where the community goes and where the information goes.
mm-hmm.
So I think I am a member of the community and have been for a while, and I think just like you probably too or any other person, I think we represent the community.
Yeah,
We are the
yeah.
community, so
We are
yeah,
yeah,
it's representative.
yeah,
um I find myself probably in a more immersed position as I help out modding because I constantly keep on reading updates and everything because
yeah,
I need to constantly update people
yeah,
on it. So it has given me a little edge on keeping up
yeah,
with everything.
yeah,
And of course, here and there, of course, we all have our as of right
yeah,
now still are a lot of things to do also outside and everything. So no one can really be there a lot. So it's also very time demanding.
yeah,
I'm out a lot. That's why I cannot help out too much with my setup because I'm out and about
yeah,
all the time, but I'm always with my phone.
yeah,
So and I work for myself, so I can pretty much take a stop, like answer people and keep doing what I do, answer people, keep doing what I do.
yeah,
So I have that I have that ability right now, so that has helped me, well, try to help the
yeah,
community. I think I do bring as I put in my little bio, I do own like three businesses. So
yeah.
I run a lot of quick decision making in a country that's which I will not name, that is
Yep. Okay.
complicated.
Okay.
So it's a lot of things don't go smoothly, things don't work smoothly, even less so than
yeah.
in most best places in this planet. So yeah, I'm no stranger to tough decisions, but I always consider all points of view. I don't work for people, people don't work for me, I work with people
Yeah.
usually. And that's what I do. I also base most of the decisions I make on as much data as possible
Yeah.
as I can. Because it has verifiable hardcore data. That's the only thing I think anyone can hope for
Yeah.
in making a decision to
Yeah.
whatever they have. So yeah, mainly
Yeah.
that's
I
what
think
I
that's
could
a
bring in and
yeah.
present.
I think that's a really good perspective, man. The whole not working for or people working for you, but working with people. I think that's a really valuable thought, like perspective to have, just in the long term for things. All right, man. Yo, let's start getting into the more specific things, and I'm actually very interested,
So,
uh, because yeah, I want to get a mod perspective on these things, because like you say, you've got that, I won't say insider knowledge, but you do have that leg up on the general community because you know what's going on a little bit before we do. I'm assuming here. Um,
Not
but
really.
not really. Okay, yeah, I take that back then. I take that back. But so the question I want to ask is, what are your opinions regarding the discussion that's been going on about the ability to claim RevDis as SILv2? Do you think are you for it? Are you against it? And what do you think the effect of that on the DAO would be if that does pass?
Okay, I think it looks pretty much straightforward. It's just continuing a burning mechanic that already exists. Because of course, staking ends at a point. There's a set amount of tokens that after what is it, 2024, it just goes out, and so all staking starts going down. Rewards go down every day, every week. So I just think it's a continuation of that burning mechanic. It generates scarcity. I am always pro the more choices people have, I would guess, the better. It's a choice we already have. On tokens, I don't truly see any downside that cannot be like fixable or easily
Yeah.
fixable about it. And if people want to buy SILV, they will out in the market. What would be the other choice? Yeah, I get my ILVs as a RevDis, but they're locked, so I can just like trade it off and buy some cheaper SILV probably. But then I paid a couple of more gas costs on the
Yeah.
Ethereum main network, so this might create like less gas, less
Yeah.
friction for people who already want to do that. I did see other interviews on this thing, and I tried to understand a couple of the point of view against it. I think the one that I found a bit more interesting would have been that yes, you burn. I think it's against someone's against burning so many tokens, ILV, but other people are pretty much for it because
Yeah.
it inflates more the value
Yeah.
of tokens, like scarcity, right?
Yeah.
Bitcoin.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but it was interesting that he said that yeah, as it gets more expensive, when you see the governance size of it, it's harder for someone to access like
Yeah.
more voting power or one ILV.
Yeah.
Interesting, but still it's
Ye-
fixable with a token split too. So
Yeah. 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 Because
so
that's
I still have not heard any like great argument against it
yeah.
that would prevent me in case I had to vote for it to vote against it.
Yeah.
I've like everything I've heard, then my own train of thoughts. I think it would be okay.
It makes sense. Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. No. So that is. Yeah. It's been interesting because I was under the impression that the consensus was going to be pretty much everyone for it. But after having those interviews and hearing the against sides, yeah, it's interesting to hear those things as well. To kind of now I'm able to compare it and have that thought and that debate just within myself as well. So I think it's super interesting. All right, man. Yeah, sorry. We're just gonna keep moving. So
Come on.
so we know that the last epoch was a little bit quiet on the front end of things in regards to proposals and whatnot. And it seems that this epoch is it looks like it's gonna be a much busier epoch with a lot of things happening. What do you personally think should be the priority for this epoch coming?
Oh, of course, priority. I think everyone will hit on that same priority. We need the best product in the
Okay.
fastest way possible.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer. We need to put background noise in the back
Yeah.
where it belongs, and like focus on hitting deadlines
Yeah.
because a lot of things happen. It's game developing. People miss deadlines and everything, but I think we're at a point that we really need to put
Pedal to the metal.
the foot on the gas.
Yeah. Foot on the gas. Yeah.
It's just like hit targets.
Yeah.
And don't sometimes it's passionate. Governance is passionate. I think I've seen like probably this election. It's the quietest I've seen in a bit.
Yeah.
But people get really passionate about some subjects that don't create this whole echo of thing that does not really have a real impact.
Yeah.
on the DAO. I could go back to when they changed the what council members were
And
getting from ILV to stablecoin. Sure, it's okay. Sure, there's good points on both sides, but is it like strictly necessary right now? Well, at this
yeah,
point, I don't think so.
debatable. Yeah.
I think we need to focus on, as I say, like, enable devs and help keep things running smooth, because even though like this is a DAO,
Mhm.
we're still dependent and we still believe in the developing team
Yeah.
of this product, that we're not creating the product yet. We
Yeah.
can steer the product once it's launched.
Yeah.
We can make it better, make changes, and that's it. But none of us outside of the developing team have the capability of change. We don't know. We don't even know. So
Yeah.
what can we really change on
Yeah.
something that it's not known? So yeah, upon the push, it's just like, and I would guess we can fine tune in this meantime. Of course, like, we need to fine tune land sale and everything that runs smoothly. I think that's the job that governments should do. The governments, I do believe in smaller governments. I
Yeah.
believe in all oppressing governments. I mean, governments that make things go faster, not steamroll them, but go faster, because
Yeah.
that helps everyone in the long run.
Yeah.
um, and of course, is mass adoption. That's probably one of the points that I will always try to look into and investigate more, because, as you know, there is and probably we'll save this for a little bit later. You
Yeah.
ask me one of the other questions.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one of my main concerns, that not concern, but the main thing that keeps in the back of my head would be like how to like reach the mass adoption, like be like, we're a game. It's primarily a game. There is this whole beautiful crypto thing behind, but ILV still, the token is still more like a stock
Yeah.
than a tradable token. It has way more qualities with a stock than a I don't know, like SLP in like a trading token.
Yeah.
It's not a coin,
Yeah. Yeah.
a
Yeah.
form of trade. But yeah, those would be like, I think the main points, and they make governance also. I think this is a very big consensus to making all these election process a bit more organized and a bit more
Yeah.
smooth. That definitely could be something that council members can talk about in the background and come together, while still let the team like do their work,
Yeah.
and come up with like good proposals. Well, all the community can come up with any proposals, but yeah, but work towards something also on the side. Not hinder, because a lot of things, I wanted a lot of things done, especially with like Spanish and a lot of things translating. But the team is also like really busy trying to take out a product, so I'm not going to take out so much time
Of
on something
course.
that can come a little bit later on.
Yeah.
So priorities,
Correct.
make a list
Correct.
of priorities. Is what do we need to focus on, really?
Yeah. Yeah. Now it's interesting because a few of you guys have now talked about making adjustments to the whole governance structure and the process, the procedure. It seems like that is something that we should be working on, because I think, like you said, it does seem like it's the quietest election that we've had, and it seems like it could. There are things that could be done to kind of promote more activity and more passion around it. Because I think again, I'm trying to be impartial now. I shouldn't be giving my opinions on these things, but I do think for like a more successful governance governance, we do need more people involved, right? It's part of what makes a strong democracy like that. But yeah, again, I shouldn't be sharing my opinions because I'm trying to be
No,
impartial.
but it's good. It's good. It's valid opinion. We're all part of the community, and
Yeah,
those are valid opinions. But
yeah,
a lot of people don't really care about voting. You can see that in real life too. So
yeah.
it's
Yeah,
a process. It's a process.
that was actually why I really wanted to do these as well, because again, like, it's really hard to get your point across and to really showcase your perspective just via text. So I really wanted to like
Very hard.
it's almost impossible, right? That's why I wanted to give you
Almost.
guys a chance to like talk it out and explain yourselves, because I feel like apart from like the big guys, it's hard to get to know everyone else, and I really wanted to give you guys a chance to kind of do that. Because in my opinion, it was like it's a win for you guys to be able to express yourself. It's a win for the community, being able to put a face to the name, and it's a win for me because obviously I get to know you guys a bit more as well. So I think in that yeah, that was the purpose of all of these things. But yeah, all right, let's keep going, man. Let's keep going.
Great.
Yeah. So again, we going back to like the quietness of the last epoch. It's kind of like a split off on that question. Do you think, like, what's your opinion on extending the epoch time? Because right now it's 3 months. What are your thoughts?
Also, again, insufficient data to
Yeah.
really know. Yeah, we could say that it's like imagine a baby country being born. You know, there probably elections could have been there's only like 10 people in the village. There's 20 people in the village. So maybe you need more rotation. Maybe you need less rotation of government. Right now, it doesn't seem bad. Does it hinder you? Maybe people are not used to the process and there is a lot of change, but there is not a lot um, of big decision making right now. Before there is. I'm not gonna put myself on that. There's a lot of important decisions that have to be made, but not as much as when we're live. No, as
Yeah.
when the game is live, with way more people coming in, jumping in, active players, problems popping up here and there, ideas popping up here and there. So I think for right now, it's fine.
Yeah.
There is two good arguments on both sides. One would be that on short-term epochs, it might incentivize console members to do more, to do more work, to faster, like think a bit, on their feet. You rotate faster.
Yeah.
On the second one, you might be looking to way to short-term
Yeah.
visions and short-term proposals, maybe. I'm just speculating of what could be on both sides. My personal thoughts, and I have written this. I think at the beginning, I did think that it was too little, 3 months. At the beginning, when I started in the Illuvium community, I think this came up, and I thought like 6 months. That I don't know why would have been a bit more. Well, half a year, but it's we would have to see.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess
Yeah.
what at some point, so if you're not if you're missing too much or not missing too much, or maybe maybe not even decided by a specific time frame, but by like seasons. Every season there
Yeah.
on new alluvial sets. I don't know.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
could be many different things. I think we need more data to get into how long, I guess,
Yeah.
the epochs would be. I think we're fine at the moment.
Yeah.
Could easily be considered, like after we launch,
Yeah.
maybe see about
Cool.
extending it.
Yeah.
Open to proposals.
Easy. So it definitely sounds like you're fine with it for the time being, but you're open to change with more data as it comes in, which I think is a pretty
Correct.
valid standpoint. All right. So talking about the council specifically now, because right now we have a council of 5 members. Another discussion that's been going around is the possibility of extending the council. So this is going to be a 2-part question. One, what are your thoughts on extending the council? And 2, what are your thoughts on the possibility of some of the seats being assigned seats in regards to specific roles? So, for example, one spot being for a team member or a founder, another spot being for a content creator to represent the community, something else for guilds, something along those lines. What are your thoughts on predetermined seats for representation and extending the council in general?
Okay. Again, I will refer almost exactly to my last answer.
Not enough
Too
data.
few, well, right now, I think it will need to grow. I think it's a matter of time. It's on 200,000 people right now, and on not a live game yet, still waiting on the game. I think it's perfectly fine. I don't think we need any more council members right now. I don't think the extra resources in there would do any good. I don't think it'll do any harm, but not any good. I just think
Yeah.
it's adding bureaucracy for the sake of it. Not even bureaucracy, but I don't think it's really needed right
Yeah.
now. but it will definitely be needed at some point. Imagine we're at a point seeing, as I tell you, just a Discord community of 200,000 people. Imagine a base player of 10 million, 50 million. It's you will have to have a we're more organized and a more body of power to decide a lot of things. I think it will grow naturally at some point. It's good that we ask ourselves these questions right now, but for the time being, I don't think so. We'll see until game launch, because that changes a lot of things, because our equation, our perspective will go like exponentially different from 1 month, 2 months to another, or a week to another once game is live. As it's standoff right now, I think we're just fine. It's just extra resource. On the second topic, it's hard too. That is, first of all, I would go a roton no. I will never. I will never assign seats based on what you do. No, that's not how this works. No, it should work as how people vote you. Why would we, last time there were also people saying no, why would Kieran go into the election? Because he's popular. And his project, he wants to be in governance. If people didn't like him, then he wouldn't get voted in. People still underestimate the power of single ILV voting. It's it's a quadratic voting. If people really want to vote, single ILV holders massively can decide an election. Instead of the big wallets. But everyone right now, because the big wallets are probably the ones that are more involved into governance, because there is no game yet. They're the ones that are invested in a lot of money, and so of course they keep track of the money. So they're more active in governance and everything. Once games go to live, there's also the single voter, half ILV voter, one ILV voter. That's a big voting power that you get. In a 2,000 people can defeat I don't know, 100,000 token holder.
The quadratic voting is a good system to have. I think it's a pretty fair and equitable system to have.
Maybe it's not the best. It does some flaw things, but it's still very the fairest I've seen. In this world. On the other hand, well, as we see different our governments too, they have different representation by regions, but I don't know if it really applies to us. So for me, I always consider the idea behind giving a role to someone just because of sorry, for your job, your gender, how you look, or everything. It's for me, no, it's just the people who are hopefully best suited for it and voted in are the ones that get to decide during their period. That's for me. I could hear different proposals, as I say, if they are interesting and well thought. I haven't thought about it that much. But they could be changed.
No, understand. Yeah, I think the whole voting by merit, right? That's your thing. It's vote by who deserves to be there, not just kind of assign and be like, all right, we're gonna push someone in there because we need to, which I think is a fair perspective. All right, man. So we're in the last 2 questions now. So one question is not even that serious, but just one question with a bit more of a specific answer, and I've got one surprise fun question to end it all out. So
all right,
the one more serious question is, if you could specifically champion one proposal, and it doesn't even need to be for this epoch, just in general for the DAO, what would that proposal be?
Okay, it would definitely be to keep travels to first region at least under $10. That would be for me. Of course, I need more data. I have no data on anything, But
So I
I
want to
think
just cut in. Sorry, I want to cut in and clarify quickly. You mean just the travel fee, correct? Not including shards.
yeah, yeah, yeah. For you to travel
Mhm.
into a paid region, tier one region, let's say the first one, that you would need to pay for gas and cure shards and all that process that we have discussed
Right.
in the play to earn economy that you would have to pay after being a free to play gamer, would be to keep it under $10.
Okay.
I would, or as close to that as
Yeah.
possible. Because if you think what are we? We're a product. We need to, and it's a problem I've seen in a lot of crypto projects, crypto gaming, that you don't they don't go for like vendors. It's still a company. Still
Yeah.
think it's a company that needs to sell a product, and it's money from spenders. That people that are willing to spend their money for entertaining. What is the upside of it? You can, in the crypto side of it, you can buy a token that can give you extra, it can give you money, all of that, but it still needs to be fed into our pockets. I,
Yeah.
I spend money on games, you spend money on game, and it's easier to like attract people to, like, I don't know, your first travel could be like $5,
Yeah.
$3. So yeah, it hooks people in. I don't it I could see other examples in other like video games. They don't ask you, free to play games where you spend your money on skins or passes or stuff
Fortnite.
like that.
Yeah.
They still don't ask you like $100. I mean, straight out of the 50, 100, 200, 300. Jesus Christ, you can go
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
anything. Some point Axie would go like $2,000
Yeah.
to enter into a game. Um, it could still work. I think up to a point
Yeah.
where new players feed it. But I think I heard Kieran say this maybe lightly around one of his interviews, and I was like, that's dead on.
Yeah.
That would be what I would push. I would push mass adoption to keep more rotations instead of like one travel, to keep them like hook them and travel them more. Of course, as the regions get T3, T4, T5
Mhm.
can get more expensive, because you have move your money maybe around the market or whatever, and are into that whole space.
Yeah.
And yeah, you could start paying more and everything. But I think getting more people in would be, in my point of view, the the best choice. So
Yeah.
that would be a proposal. If I would have to push something that I would champion,
That would
would be
be it.
something like that.
Yeah, interesting, interesting. Yeah, the for anyone that doesn't know, the interview you're referring to is the last one he did with Vulcan, talking about how the economists are going more. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I know what you're talking about. All right, man. So the last question. All right, we'll end it off with a fun one. So we know that Illuvium is a studio, and the next genre of game, even though Aaron does have some ideas, will come to a proposal. So if it was up to you to have two choices, one that you selfishly want for yourself, and one that you think that the next genre of game that would be most beneficial to the DAO, what would those two options be?
Um, Oh, the one that I would selfishly do is easy, like real-time strategy games.
Yeah.
I love that. I grew on that. I grew some Age of Empires,
Yeah.
the StarCraft, Red Alert,
Yeah.
Command
Yeah.
and Conquer, all of that. That's my jam. I would
Yeah. Yeah.
I, I would definitely would love something like that. And funnily enough, Illuvium Zero
It's somewhat,
goes a little bit
somewhat.
that
Yeah.
way. It's just city building, but
Yeah.
it could go
It
it
could go
could
there. It
go
could go there.
way. Um, but no. Let's say a separate one that has like a lot of like base, way more, way faster real time strategy. Let's
Yeah.
say, for what would be best for the community. I think that answer, I could never have it, but it's easy to have it. The community
Just ask.
itself. If you got 60 million players, ask,
Yeah.
put 5 proposals out there, and they are your players. They will tell you exactly what they will spend their money on.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a
And
pretty simple question.
I
Yeah.
will go
Simple
there.
answer.
I could. I'm not an expert in. I think no one really is. No one knows where the next big hit is gonna
Yeah.
be. You can try, and you can think, and an idea can pop up in people's head and could go.
But it could,
Who
yeah.
knows?
Yeah.
It could be the sim day game. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be first-person shooter. It could be a MOBA.
Yeah.
It could be interesting to you just put the proposals and put a good referendum around it.
Yeah.
That's extremely helpful because it's like a big turning point in a DAO. Because to make the choice of the second game, that's extremely important decision
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And it has to be what most people are willing to pay to play.
Yeah. I am interested to see what the future of Illuvium is, because
Oh, me
again,
too, most definitely.
everyone's getting into, not everyone, but I think there are a few people getting into Illuvium thinking that it's a game, but in truth, it is a studio. So the fun's going to be in the next 5 to 10, 15 years to see how that plays out. So that's going to be good fun. But yeah, honestly, man, that was the last of the questions. I wanted to say thank you for your time, answering the
No
questions,
worries.
everything. Is there anything that you want to kind of say to close off? Any, like, an election spiel, or to send them to your Twitter or anything like that? Anything like that?
Go vote.
Go vote.
Go vote.
Yeah.
Everyone, please vote. That's the best you can do. If you
Yeah.
want to vote for me, awesome. I would love that, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just go vote, engage. You
Yeah.
have the power. Single vote, small voting, it has a lot of power potential. And I love that. I love to
Yeah.
see that. This is like a lovely political game without all the horrible back end of it and corruption and things. So yeah, that would be it. Go vote.
Yeah. That's an awesome way to close out, man. Now that's a really good message. All right. So yeah, thank you again. For everyone else, if you guys liked the video, liked Tholky's thoughts and opinions on things, yes, drop him a message, ping him in the Discord. I'm sure he's fine to chat. And if you like the video, just like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You guys know the drill. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.